hip-hop royalty. I don't feel like I should be here right now just because we all have been such fans, and it just seemed like so distant growing up and seeing all that you both have done, how much you both have changed the game. So it is an honor to be having this conversation with the both of you today, truly.
Thank you.
And I hope
Appreciate
you both
it.
feel the love and flowers everywhere you go. You feel like people
I feel
recognize
it.
your greatness?
I feel it. I feel
Yeah.
it.
For sure.
Yeah?
I feel it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
I feel like it should have happened a long time ago, in my
Right.
opinion. But hey, today is today, and here we are.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Let's talk about the new album, Infinite, that comes out Friday. I can't believe it. It's been 11 years since there was a Mobb Deep album, right?
Yeah.
Havoc,
yeah.
what is going on now? And what is
Yeah.
Alchemist's role in this? I want to hear it all.
Well, look, it's been a long time, like you said, since the last Mobb Deep album.
Yeah.
And definitely the last album before Prodigy's Untimely, you know what I'm saying, passing, right? Departure. It's something that I felt that we needed to do. We definitely needed to do it. So I came together with Al, and because Al is one of those people that I revere. You know what I mean? He's legendary producer, great, everything like that, and he's worked with us in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So look, that's the go-to, right? Went to him, went to his crib, flew to L.A., and we just started the process. You know what I mean? I played him some tracks that I had with Prodigy. He had a ton of verses. And we just, set it off.
How was that for you, Alchemist? Like, did you feel like, oh, I'm pulling these vocals out? Like, what was that experience like? How did you take the call from Havoc? Does that make sense? Like, were you honored in that moment? Were you nervous?
Every time I ever got a chance to work with Mobb Deep, it was like a special experience. This is a group that was a legendary thing before I even met them. So I never took it light. From day one, every campaign that I was a part of, I was blessed. You know what I mean? When P was here, we did a lot. Like, we have so many memories, and like, lucky enough to film a lot of it. I have a lot of footage from like 2000 to 2008. I have just like tons of stuff. So,
Footage.
I have crazy footage.
Do we ever get to see it?
We have plans because I feel like it's only right to share it. I feel like the fans, everybody need to see this stuff. But just getting the call, well, obviously, I believe in timing, and I feel like the timing was right, and have had the idea, and we kind of like just put our brains together, got the original crew together, and we had some sessions, and it just like definitely felt the spirit of P and like what he represented, because P was like fearless, and he always felt like Mobb Deep was the best.
Right.
I feel Mobb Deep is the best as well, but I got a lot of that from P's fearless spirit.
Yeah.
So we just really put it back together. Hav has always been the architect of Mobb Deep. So, even when he let me in, I was usually really studying from him for those first years, drum patterns, bass lines. Like, I learned so much from being around him.
love this.
Then, I was able to branch out. And every time I did a beat anywhere, I always felt like it was an extension of Mobb Deep. To this day still.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. Like, anything I do, I feel like I'm always making Hav and P proud, because they co-signed me in a way at a time which was pivotal for me. So, just being able to make this record with my brother was big, and keeping the spirit alive, having his family involved. Shout out to Santana, his daughter. Shout out to, Shaka, his son. Shout out to Noid and the whole crew. We really, really put it back together and made something for the people.
How do you feel hearing that?
It's Al, you know what I'm saying? So we have a lot of conversations. So, what he's saying is definitely like, it's one of those things where, I trust Al, you know what I mean? And, my sentiment is his.
Man, I'm excited to hear this album. I don't even know what to expect, right? Like, what should we expect? Talk to me a little bit, because I feel like there might be a lot of pressure because it is the first album, and there's in 11 years, and obviously since P has transitioned, where do we go from this point musically?
Man, you know what I'm saying? Musically, where do we go from here? It's like, look, we have a fan base. We have a core audience. We don't want to, You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, do anything outside of that. We just want to do Mobb Deep, and that's what we're here to do. And that's where Mobb Deep is going. Mobb Deep is doing Mobb Deep. That's it. Period. You know what I mean? We ain't trying to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We ain't trying to go
Yeah.
over there where people don't understand it. And, you know, that's what Mobb Deep deserves.
Yeah.
That's what the supporters deserve.
Yeah.
You know, and Mobb Deep, where do we go from here? We go into the history books.
That's right.
Prodigy is not here no more. So there's only one place left to go, and that's in the history books. And we want to, you know, cap it off with a bang.
Why was it important to list Prodigy as an executive producer on this album?
Alchemist says it best, you know, all the time.
I mean, I think, and we figured this out later, you know, the amount of vocals we have of P is finite. You know what I mean? It's even though the album is infinite, the
Right.
amount of vocals we have is kind of limited. You know what I mean? So when we made the record, you know, we couldn't just make a song about anything we wanted. So we had to like sit and listen to P's vocals and see what he left behind.
Wow.
And so he kind of was the leader of he was the leader of the album as far as where these songs went and what the topics were. And I think it's also a testament to their work ethic. There's one thing when I got around them, I never seen any group of people work this way. Like I'm telling you, 3 songs a day was like an average day. These guys made the greatest music. I think that's part of the reason why they're the best group of all time, because the overflow, the joints that ended up on mixtapes, it was like, I never saw nothing like it before. And I feel like that's part of the blessing too, is like from that overflow, we have a lot of music. And it's like for the fans, you know, it took some time of healing and figuring things out, but like if we have stuff, we have to share it. And we also have to keep the legacy alive of Mobb Deep.
That's right.
Because there's a void now.
That's right.
And you feel it when you hear the album. You're like, you might not have realized it.
Right.
When you listen to the album and you hear those beats and you hear these rhymes, you're like, I missed this. This was an important brick in the building of hip hop. So I feel like we're just keeping it alive, and it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Did any of you cry hearing the vocals from P? Like, you know, I don't know how, obviously I'm not in that situation, but I can't imagine just hearing it, replaying it over and over. Like, are you getting emotional producing this? Like, for the both of you? I'm sure it was different experiences for the both of you on this album. So how did that look like for you, Al? We'll start with you.
I mean, absolutely. You know what I mean? I've definitely shed tears, you know, in you know, just from my brother or just in the process of making a record. It's not like you just bawling out crying, but, you know, sometimes, you know, we're men, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you'd be like, damn, I think I got something in my eye.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
But it's
right.
like, it's emotional, you know what I mean? And P was something else. He changed my life. So it was like, you know, being able to do this and having these blessings, it was almost like our mission or our job. For me, I definitely feel like anointed, like, you know, I always say, like, my finger was pricked when I got down with Mobb Deep. Like, you know, I come from L.A., Cypress Hill, Soul Assassins. They gave me my start. But I made my bones in New York with Mobb Deep. So, I mean, I feel indebted, and I thank Havoc all the time. Like, what we you know, I was able to be. You got to remember, by the time I got down with them, they were already legends.
Absolutely.
You're talking about Hell on Earth, Infamous.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got on the train at Murder Music album.
Yep.
So I was able to get down with them and make some classic music and add on to the legacy that was already, like, they need a movie. You know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep needs a documentary, needs a movie. The story is, it's coming. It's coming. You know, we're going to get things right and get back in position and get our brother where he needs to be, and then, you know, sky's the limit.
That's right. How about for you, Havoc? Like, did you cry hearing this? Like, I mean, this is your brother, and, you know, it has to be overwhelming hearing vocals and unreleased music.
Yeah. I mean, look, before even working on the album, talk about crying, listening to him working on the album, just getting on the stage, you know, when he passed, like, I found myself, there was times where, like, yeah, I'm glad I had my shades on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all jokes aside, like, because I was like, when I rhyme, these rhymes are so old that they on autopilot, so I could just have a conversation with myself while the other side of me is just
Right.
Saying the verse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm talking to myself, saying to myself like, "Yo, wow, you know what I'm saying? My bro never going to be on the stage with me again, and it feels
Damn,
like he's on the stage with me,
Right.
and that would like make a tear like, oh my God, come to my eye. But then I got to be like, okay, I'm performing, and just jump back like." You know, those are experiences that I wish nobody never experienced.
Right.
But it's my experience. So getting in the studio, listening to his verses, it's like I got a job to do. But it's definitely tear-jerking moments for sure.
What song on the album do you really feel P's spirit on it? That you're just like, this is the one. This embodies Prodigy.
I mean,
For someone who's just like, let's say, newer generation, they're just discovering the greatness behind Mobb Deep. They're about to
what
get
would you
this
say?
album.
Against the World. And I think that's why it was fitting that we put it out 1st. It was like, I mean, I could also say Pour the Henny too. You know what I mean? But I'll just say Against the World because it was that good feeling. You know, Mobb has different bags they used to dig into. That was that feeling like this is global dominance. I mean, you know, we out in Miami drinking wet willies. Like, this is stuff we used to actually do. So
Yeah.
for me, it's personal. It's like, damn, it's just the legacy of Mobb and the spirit of P and Have. And, you know, yeah, I would say that one.
How about for you, Havoc? Is it the same?
I would say the same, but also there's a song that he says "My Era," and yeah, that's quintessential P, like giving props to, you know what I'm saying, some of our colleagues and peers in the game that he respects. Like P really he didn't mess with a lot of people. So if he
We've
mentioned
heard.
you,
We've heard.
if he mentioned you on the song,
Well,
genuine.
who did he mention?
yeah, I mean, who?
Yeah, who?
Who? Oh, I mean, you know, y'all got to get the album.
That's
you know
right.
what
I
I'm
like it. I like it.
Check
I'm
out the
gonna
record.
be. I'm gonna be
Word.
listening for that because I want to know. That means then they're good in our book, right?
No
Absolutely.
doubt. Absolutely. Absolutely.
What did you think about Taj Mahal?
Oh man, I went. You know what I mean? Those are one of those records. I was like, I wish I produced it. You know what I mean? Because it was just that dope. But yo, look, man, I'm just happy that we came with a dope Mobb Deep record, and
That's right.
Alchemist did not disappoint because he never does. And when we finally came with Taj Mahal, it was like, you know, I don't know, it's my favorite. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm biased, but like I always play it back to back.
I want to ask you both. What's the one thing the other person does really, really well, and you're envious of it as far as production? Something that you look up to, Al, when it comes to Havoc and vice versa.
The drum programming, the bass line structure and drum. I don't think many people can mess with Havoc, man, when it comes to that. And I've learned so much just sitting there, like where to put the kicks and snares and how to move the beat and to make the bass line. He's really a master of the knock, like I mean, go listen to Burn one time, and you know. But yeah, the programming, man, wizardry.
How about for you, Havoc?
For me, I need to learn from him how to be in more places at one time, to be in many places at one time as him. Because this guy got like this project going, that project going, and this project going, and this tour going. It's really a sight to behold. You know what I mean? It's definitely something that it's an inspiration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wish I could. Coming soon, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta learn how to multitask, but it's definitely good to see.
Do you feel pressure, carrying the name Mobb Deep with this new album? Like, honestly.
Definitely. I mean, look what we have. We have the Infamous album. We have Hell on Earth. We got Murder Music, and all of these albums. And then, like, you have like a legacy to kind of like continue, you know what I mean, to uphold. So it's definitely pressure, but we built for it, right? Like,
I mean, come on. We've been through other things.
right. We built
Can
for
you
it.
believe it? Infamous celebrating the 30-year anniversary this year.
It's crazy to me. And, speaking of the 30th anniversary, me and Raekwon is going on a 30th anniversary tour for the Cuban Links and the Infamous album starting in November 13th?
New York Pillars, by the way, okay? Can we
there
just
you
take a
go.
moment to celebrate this greatness?
I mean, look, man, 30 years?
30 years.
Are you serious? Please,
Undeniable music.
dope. Don't remind me. The time is flying.
But now when you listen to it, right? What stands out to you? Like, I'm sure the feeling is a bit different now than when it first came out. How's that different for you and your experience?
Like what it reminds me of, like, I mean, the things that stand out, going golds for the first time. You know what I
Where
mean?
were you? Paint the picture for us. We want to feel this right now.
All right,
with
we
you.
paint the picture. Steve Rifkin says, "Hey, we're gonna have a dinner with you, the whole Wu-Tang. We're gonna do a paintball thing, and then we're gonna have dinner." And then you're presented with an award saying you win gold.
Yeah.
Right? So you like, stop lying, get out of here. Like, oh, you went gold.
Yeah.
It's a very, very memorable moment. It's what you kind of like you aim for, strive for when you're an artist. You want to go gold, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It means people, bought your project. So yeah, that was very, very standout moment for me. And when we went platinum, so.
When was that?
When we went platinum was with Murder Music album, which had
Come on
Quiet
now.
Storm, Quiet Storm with Little Kim
Come
and all
on.
of that. Yeah, so to
right.
remind y'all YNs out there, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we do this and we did it on a high level, and that's what we bringing with this album
Come
here
on
too.
now.
We just don't want, like, we call it. Somebody just told us we did something earlier and they said new nostalgic. That's cool. That's dope. But we want the YNs to listen to this and be like, yo, son, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then go back into the catalog. And that's why we up here still being able to be on the radio.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, just the work that you both have done is truly undeniable, right? And it paves the way for the new album to come out, for hopefully a documentary to come out, because it really is important that people understand who paved the way. I do think it's important. Like, you lived it, so it might not be as a big deal. When we hear these incredible moments of Mobb Deep going gold, it was like, what?
Right.
What's that like?
Right.
And connecting all those dots together. I just feel like that's incredible. What's one lesson from Prodigy that you both still apply in your life to this very day? How do you keep his legacy alive within you?
For me, I'm like a creature of habit, and I'm like, okay, follow the rules. But P broke the rules, and that was one of the lessons that I learned from him. It's like, don't always follow the rules. Break the rules. Bend it a little. Were
there rules that you were like, ooh, we could have avoided breaking those rules early on in the journey?
No. I'm just gonna say no. You know
you
what
just
I mean?
ride. You ride along.
Yeah. I'm a rider.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, because every rule he broke, even though it might have been one of those moments, it worked.
Somehow, some way.
Yeah, it worked.
Al, how about for you?
I think just being stubborn, unapologetic,
Yes.
no compromise. Like, that's the stuff I got from P, that he was really about that. It wasn't for show. He really genuinely thought that we were the best, and he never really compromised any of his vision or his stuff for anyone. Even at the risk of failure, he didn't care. He was a true rebel and an artist that was like, I think everybody around him felt that. So we all got a little bit of that just being around him.
Yeah.
Because it was like, he didn't never compromise. If it was the way he saw it, he was going to see it. He was going to fight anybody who was in his way, and we were right there with him. So it was like, that's one thing I got from him.
What is something about him that the public does not know, but you want people to know about him? Kindness? Was he funny? Again, we don't know.
P was hilarious.
Oh.
He had an
He was.
amazing sense of humor. And when I look at the footage on tour,
Yeah?
we're really just having fun clowning. That's, one thing people don't know. I always said that. Like, P had an amazing sense of humor. And one thing we did more than anything was laugh. We laughed a lot. We clowned a lot. We had good times in the studio. It wasn't, so I don't know. But that's one thing I take away that maybe people don't know about P.
Absolutely. I
he
would have
was
never
hilarious.
thought that.
P had a good sense of humor.
How about for you, Havoc? Something that we don't know about P that you want people to know.
Something about P that people probably don't know. I would have to say maybe they do know, but he was really a family man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for sure. Like, for real. Family was everything to him. You know what I mean?
Real.
Like, he always was with his kids. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't one of those people that would love to run the streets. He would hang with his kids first, right?
For
Like,
real.
Yeah,
He had
was
them around
he was a family
always.
guy. Yeah, he was a family guy.
And I love that at the start of our conversation, Al, you said that his family is involved with this new album.
Absolutely.
And I think that is incredible. Because a lot of times we don't know. And so for a lot of fans are like, should we support this? Should we not? We want to support it if it is truly like approved by the family. So hearing that the family was involved is beautiful.
Of course, always. He always had his kids involved with everything. And back then, I didn't have kids. Y'all had, but I got to see and get a little training just seeing how P was with his kids.
Wow.
And have with his kids. And it's like, yeah, man, shout out to the family.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kiki, shout out to Tasia and Shaka, the whole family, man. We still all tied in, and it means a lot to make sure we doing this for them as well as the fans.
Yeah. For this new album, Infinite, why was it, important for the both of you for it to be on Nas's label? I feel like there's got to be, you could have gone anywhere.
Right.
You both could have worked with a different distributor, a label, here. But was there intention with working with Mass Appeal?
We trusted Nas. I trusted him. You know what I mean? And like you said, we could have went a million different places.
Yes.
I know Nas, trust him. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's give it a shot. You know what I mean? Give it a shot. Mass Appeal kind of took like a backseat role and let us just do what we needed to do.
Oh, that's nice.
For this album. So that was another plus. And
How's that Queensbridge connect though? Like, is it, is that part of the trust?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? I know him in a different realm other than music. You understand what I'm saying? Music is one. And then, on a personal level, from the projects, kids just trying to make it, Jungle like to call it project babies. He call us project babies and all of that. But yeah, we project babies, you know what I mean? And we've been through it all. So that's where a lot of the trust comes from.
What does he think about the new album? Does he have a favorite song on it? Does he share his critiques with you both, or does he kind of just stay out the way?
I would just say he kind of stay out the way. You know what I mean? He stay out the way. He probably got his favorites. I don't think he's gonna tell me. You know
really?
What I mean? Nah, I don't think he won't let me know. But look, man, when you working with somebody like Nas, a legend himself, and you could get, a verse from him, multiple verses, that sounds like a nice album to me.
It sounds like a great album. Sounds like Infinite. That's going to be on
right.
Friday.
That's right.
That's right. This Friday.